The old legends of Shaolin Monastery, or rather the memories of some monks and their disciples, in the late 19th and early 20th century tell us that in order to become a warrior and leave the monastery, through the hidden gate, one had to pass a test that could cost the disciple his life. Today we will see many old and modern shots of the famous monastery. I tried to choose the best. Let's begin. An old legend says that a candidate must pass 5 tests. The first test was to defeat Luo Han Tang. These were the top 18 fighters of the same age. If you win, you will have to face Damo Yuan. These were the 4 warrior bodyguards of the abbot. If you passed this test, you now have to face San Jing Gong. These are the 3 warriors chosen to protect the library in Shaolin. By the way, the legendary library is still steeped in legends and myths. Unfortunately, most of the books burned, but perhaps the Chinese government pays well for its replenishment with old and rare books. We do not know, for no one has ever asked a single question on this topic to the monks of today's Cultural and Advertising Center of Sport and Applied Wushu Shaolin. Fans of the Tibetan system of Sin Simak. There's a legend that their teacher infiltrated the monastery in order to pass a test and steal an old manuscript, a treatise. And further, you need to pass the labyrinth, filled with deadly mechanisms with spears, arrows, logs and falling traps, as well as with warriors, dummies made of wood. And at the end of this labyrinth there was an exit blocked by a 140 kilograms roaster, a cauldron. It was filled with burning coals or boiling oil. It was decorated with a swastika, a dragon and a tiger. You have to lift this cauldron using the inside of your forearms and push it aside to clear the exit of the monastery. In this way, you received on the inner parts of your hands the branding of the dragon and tiger. The adept would become a master of the martial palm and the inner school of Sha Monastery. The disciple can leave the monastery and it will be considered that he has attained his mastery. Now we will open the veil of mystery and the meaning of this. We will learn the meaning of allegories and metaphors that were so beloved in ancient China. Famous actor David Carradine claims that the teacher of his teacher Cam Yuan was a certain Cao Chu Kai, who trained in the real Shaolin Temple in northern China and had the famous tiger and dragon marks. But he also had a sun mark on his lower abdomen. And according to the teacher, it was a very rare mark of exceptional achievement. The roaster boiler was lifted and carried from its place with the help of forearms and with the emphasis on the abdomen. According to his teacher's stories, such people could no longer be found. They were a thing of the past, along with the real old techniques and knowledge of the inner practices. Carradine relayed to us his teacher's words that the exit of a disciple from the temple was about much more than just getting branded. It is a lot of hard work, practicing and developing one's Kung Fu. It is an inner alchemy, a transformation that takes place with years of life in the monastery. However, some monks, already in communist China, say this is a myth. Journalists in 1988 asked the patriarch of the new Shaolin Monastery this question. But the patriarch replied, "I don't see the point, because you can harm your body." In a monastery that has been looted and burned many times, this roaster does not exist today. Modern monks are no longer practicing the development and skill of their art, Kung Fu, but are doing sports wushu and partly Chan Buddhism. Today it is an advertising brand, which has created its money pyramid and sends its students all over the world to teach stupid white tourists, for money, sports wushu and Qigong. YouTube is full of these slim and strong athletes and acrobats. But today, we're going to reveal a secret. What? How? And why? Imagine you are caught between the dragon and the tiger. A dragon appears out of a billowing cloud. Its movement whips up water and waves. The dragon opens its mouth to roar. And nearby on the rocky ground, crouches the tiger. He is steady and strong on earth and looks up at the dragon in the sky. Standing between the two, you may feel that you are in the center of something big. You will be immersed in the powers of the cosmos. The dragon and the tiger have long been symbols of these two forces. The dragon is the animal believed to rule the heavens, symbolizing your yang and left hand, the sky and fire. And the tiger, revered as the most powerful of the wild animals, symbolizes your yin, right hand and earth. Is the yin-yang symbol. The tiger represents death and all things earthly, while the dragon symbolizes birth and heaven. Together they represent the whole circle of life. In ancient alchemy, the dragon stood for fire and the tiger for water. These are the energies of the heart and the belly of man. The sea of Qi energy is located near the navel. With the help of special alchemical practices, we must mix the energies of fire and water. Sages in ancient Asia believed that it was necessary to combine the power of the dragon and the tiger in the human stomach. Then these two animals would begin to have sex. By combining these different types of energies, a transformation would take place within the adept. The energies would meet, merge and purify. Exactly the same thing happens in life between men and women. Special tantric and energy practices allow a man and a woman to combine their energies. To blend the fire and water essences into each other through physical union and sex. Shaolin monks didn't use these Taoist sexual practices. But they had their own meditative, energetic and physical exercises. When fire and water disappear during the practice, heaven and earth will be created in their place. This will bring harmony to body and spirit, leading the practitioner to true tranquility and the dissolution of the acquired mind. At the door of any old temple, visible or invisible, there are at least two pairs of eyes watching everyone who enters and exits. These are the eyes of the dragon and the tiger. You can often find statues of them at the entrance to the temple. They are its protection. As long as the temple rituals are properly performed and offerings are made to them, the dragon and tiger will remain at their posts, continuing to guard the temple from any dangers. The energy center of Dantian means vermilion. It is a metaphor for transformation. Red vermilion is the form in which mercury is most commonly found in nature. And liquid mercury is a perfect symbol of energy that transitions from one state to another. Because mercury is a metal, but it looks like flowing water. In martial arts, warriors train their bodies to be fluid like liquid mercury and strong like metal. One day in 1993, one of the documenters of the old arts of Qigong masters in China, at a large conference, was approached by an unknown elderly gentleman. And told how the old dragon and tiger technique was done, after which he demonstrated a series of exercises. During evening drinks, the old documentarian shared this with one of his friend's American students. The unknown old man explained the major mistake and lack of understanding of the old practices by modern people. The most important aspect is your meditation stance. It is to work out the state that underlies all being. In the meditation posture, the mind is still and the body is steady. While practicing, we fold our hands on our stomach. It is important to press our forearms tightly against our abdomen. This little detail is something that few people know and even fewer do. Your forearms should hug your belly tightly. This is the subtle thing that affects a lot of different things. Test yourself now. As a rule, people spread their arms and there is a space between the arms and the stomach. This is a global mistake. Our belly is this fire, a cauldron, in which we collect, heat and purify the energy of our life. Our belly is the cauldron that contains our life force. When heated, steam rises from the cauldron and spreads throughout the body. This energy is Qi. When the vapor energy reaches the head, this warm mist condenses and descends back into the cauldron in the abdomen to be heated again. If this process happens for a long time, a very fine vapor-like energy collects in the head. This is spirition. If we overtrain, our fire will be very strong and there is not enough water. We will burn all the water and the fire will damage our cauldron. Our body and heat will dry out our brain. If we do not train enough, the water will not be transformed. And it will extinguish our fire, we will no longer be ignited. Warming up our cauldron belly. In one moment, we combine the energies of the dragon Yan with the energies of the tiger Yin. This is how we get transformation. Begin to distinguish energies and move to another level. And pressing the forearms tightly to the abdomen, we metaphorically get the brand of the dragon burn on the left hand, and the brand of the tiger burn on the right hand. And in the area of the navel, the solstice, a sign of the rotation of energy, the sun and the universe. The main secret is the ability to combine yin and yang in one's stomach. This is the real test for Shaolin monks. The fiery imprint they carry on their bodies until death. And because they were warriors, they received the marks physically. I'm going to read a short excerpt from a treatise on the Great Mystery. It was written about 800 years ago. True fire gives birth to lead. True water gives birth to mercury. When lead and mercury copulate, you will achieve longevity. And you will feel intoxicated. Now the vapor will circulate freely. And the 100 channels within will be harmonious. Thousands of guardian spirits will visit you when you enter the trance. Your bones will become strong and flexible. Your body will be like a baby's. A true body will emerge. He can travel anywhere in the realms of heaven and earth. It's the most subtle miracle. The video is based on real memories and techniques. Subscribe to the channel, only here you will learn the secrets. And enjoy the beauty and power of places, as well as stories and legends. Have a nice vacation, everyone. Check out my video. And ciao to all of you. From Samurai Girl.